I was born in Dubai and lived there for 2 years, after which I moved to India for 3, Singapore for 8, and ultimately to Massachusetts 4 years ago. Let's start with India. A question I am asked far too often when people find out I live there is, so do you speak Indian? Or even, do you speak Hindu? I can get by with Hindi, but I couldn't tell you what Indian is. Just like we in the United States don't speak American. But on a more serious note, although I don't remember living in India because I was too little, it's the place I associate with my family. All 4 of my grandparents live in Bombay, and thus it's the place to go for family reunions and get-togethers. What I love most about going to India is spending hours on end playing bingo and cards with my grandma and watching cricket matches with my grandpa. In the bigger scheme of things, these may seem insignificant, but I can't imagine doing them anywhere else. Another reason I love India is that it's the place I associate with my first memory of celebrating Diwali, the Hindu New Year, which is also called the Festival of Lights. I remember dressing up in elaborate Indian outfits, which my grandma would handpick every year. I remember making patterns with colored rice leading up to the house door. I remember lighting countless candles. Although I continue most of these little acts to this day during Diwali, the experience was so different there and so much more special. Instead of celebrating with extended family and family friends, it's now just my parents and me on a good year. Instead of having the entire city light up in celebration, it's just my house. Despite this, Diwali is the Indian holiday I look forward to most every year. Singapore, on the other hand, has played a much larger role in my life. And a lot about who I am today is because of that country's influence on me. For example, Singapore, in its entire 274 square mile size, is a melting pot of different cultures. To put this in perspective, my class in 6th grade, which was only 22 students, had people from India, Cyprus, Thailand, America, Australia, England, and France, among others. As a result of these cultures, I learned a lot about the world. For example, my best friend was from Cyprus. Before I met her, I wasn't even aware that that was a country. Also, as a school, we celebrated something called UN Night. We would all dress up in our native costumes and eat food and watch dances from countries worldwide. For instance, despite never having been to Vietnam, I was once part of the Vietnamese candle dance. This internationalism that was visible at school is also prominent in the country itself. Each year, the city lights up for every cultural celebrations, which I love. It gives you a connection to cultures you may not be associated with personally. There are decorations for Diwali, for Christmas, for Eid, and for Chinese New Year. In spite of this rich culture, the question I am posed with most frequently about Singapore is, isn't chewing gum illegal there? In fact, it's not illegal to chew gum. Rather, it's illegal to buy or sell it. I guess it's no surprise then that whenever we went on school trips to Malaysia, every one of us returned with multiple packs of juicy fruit. And after Singapore, I moved to Massachusetts. What I like most about the U.S. so far is how easy it was to feel at home. I was immediately accepted into the Rivers community and immediately acquired a sense of belonging. What I find funniest, though, is that now, whenever I go back to Asia, people tell me I have such an American accent. But my friends here still laugh at me when I spell color with a U, or when I say mom instead of mom, or when I say things like bin instead of trash. Although I have a close connection to all of the countries I've lived in, it's hard to call a single one my home. My home is in Dubai, as it's where my first memories were formed. Then my home is also in India, the place I associate with family. But I could also argue that my home is in Singapore, as it's where I spent